What's up, family? Welcome to Willie D Live. If it's your first time checking out the show, let me know what city, what state you're coming in from. If you're outside of the US, let me know what country you're representing. Family, smash up the likes, smash up the likes, smash up the likes. Also, if you want to skip the line, jump into the super chat. That way you make sure your comments go noticed. Smash the likes up, family. Put it in their face. You gotta put it in their face. A couple of big topics tonight. Number one, Pete Buttigieg has dropped out of the presidential race. He's out of here. Another Democrat bites the dust. Also, the coronavirus is spreading in the US, and it is spreading more rapidly than they are reporting. Remember, family, they always underreport the numbers, the actual numbers, because they don't want to spook people. They don't want people to go into a panic. I understand that, but I want you guys to be careful, be cautious. Know that just because they're saying only 80 people or 100 people now in the US are infected doesn't mean that that number is not in the thousands. They're gonna always underreport to prevent panic. They don't want mass panic to happen. Remember that. But the coronavirus is very deadly. Let's start off with the coronavirus, since I'm on it right now. The Surgeon General is requesting that people stop going out and buying these masks. They're saying that the Surgeon General is saying that the masks do not work. They're saying they're not going to stop you from getting the virus. It's not, they don't work. But what's happening is that people are buying up the mask, and they are preventing people in the medical field from providing those masks to the sick people, because the people who are sick are the ones who really need those masks. And if the hospitals cannot supply those masks, then the people who are trying to prevent themselves from getting sick by buying the mask are going to get sick anyway. So they're saying, do not waste your time buying those medical masks. It is not going to save you from the coronavirus. Don't waste your time. On Pete Buttigieg. So Pete Buttigieg dropped out of the race on today, Sunday, after a roller coaster campaign ride. You know, he pretty much stepped out of obscurity in the Iowa caucus when he won it by a narrow margin. In fact, they're saying he won it. They declared him the winner, but Bernie Sanders people are still counting votes. They're like, no, we're not done. Pete Buttigieg, as you remember, is the former mayor of South Bend, Indiana. He dropped out just 2 days before Super Tuesday. And this opens a path now for former Vice President Joe Biden to become the moderate alternative to Bernie Sanders. I don't know how well that's going to work for Joe Biden. I don't believe a moderate can win this election. I think you're going to have to pick a side. I think you're going to be hard left, hard right. And all of this trying to ride right in the middle and all that stuff, you got to pick a side, especially in the primary. Now, once you get into the general, you can be a little bit more middle of the road. But in the primaries, you got to be hard. You got to, this is what I am. This is what I'm about. This is what I'm riding with. And ultimately, you know, sometimes, you know, you try to be all things to all men, you end up being nothing to anyone. So I feel like that's kind of what happened to Pete Buttigieg. Surprisingly, he raised more money than some of the early stars in the campaign, like Kamala Harris. You know, a lot of people thought that she had a real good shot at getting in there. I know I vowed that I would use everything in my power to get the word out about her record. She had a horrible record in San Francisco and in California as a district attorney, and then as the general attorney, as the attorney general of California. Horrible, horrible, horrible record. She tried to mask it, but it didn't work. We told people who she was, and they recognized it. So she's out of here. Now we have, who's left? We got Klobuchar, you got Biden, you got Bernie Sanders, and Elizabeth Warren, and Bloomberg. For the life of me, I don't see how Bloomberg is anywhere in the race with his record, with that stop and frisk record. I don't see how he's in the race. I don't see how Joe Biden is in the race. What Joe Biden was able to hide during the Obama's presidency. So he's been riding Obama's coattail. And for those people who want some of that Obama nostalgia, they're holding on to Biden. They're saying, well, we voted for him before. And you know, he served as the vice president, and he's probably as close as we're going to get to Obama. So, you know, let's try him again. Keep in mind, family, he did nothing while he served as vice president. And Obama was pretty much there for optics. Okay, so Biden should not be in the race because of his record, his crime bill record. He should not be nowhere close. Somebody should have told him out of the gate that crime bill is going to catch up with you. There's no way this guy should be still in the race. I can't say there's no way he's going to win because, he's going to get the nomination because, Trump is president. And once Trump became president, it opened up the floodgates for crazies and things just don't make sense. So if Trump can get in, and I promise you, anybody can get in. I mean, a crippled dog can get in. A blind, crippling, crazy dog can get in if Trump became president. So you never know. But Bloomberg, he and Joe Biden ain't got no damn business trying to be the president. They have no business. But I guess they're thinking that, hey, man, Trump's a racist. He's the president, and they voted for him. The thing is that Trump ran on the Republican ticket. If one of y'all ran on the Democratic ticket, you'd probably be if one of you ran on the Republican ticket, it would probably be a slam dunk for you, because it's like what's his name? Politically correct. What's his name? Meyer. What's the guy's name? I can't believe I can't catch his name. Let me see. What's his name? Politically correct. What's the dude's name? It's politically incorrect. I was incorrect because it was politically incorrect. Bill Maher. Damn. Okay. It's like Bill Maher said. I'm not saying because you're a Republican, you're racist. But if you're racist, you're probably a Republican. Now, Democrats don't get too happy because the Democratic Party is crawling with racists just as much as the Republicans are. The difference is the Republicans are rude they're rude and crud, and many of them are just don't have any kind of manners. You know, they're just uncivilized. And the Democrats are just sneakier. They're more conniving. But as you've seen over the past couple of years, a number of political Democrats have been outed for saying racial stuff and doing racially motivated stuff. So it's a lot of them. Keep in mind, family, the only reason why some of these guys are Democrats or Republicans is because that was the easiest seat for them to win in that particular party at that particular time. A lot of them, they switch over. Like Bloomberg switches party to party depending on which seat he thinks he's going to be strongest at winning. You know, when he ran for mayor of New York, he ran as a Democrat initially. And then by the time he left, he was a Republican. In fact, as mayor of New York City, he was a Democrat, an independent, and a Republican. The dude ran on whatever ticket he could run on so that he could maintain power. So a lot of these people, whether they're Democrats or Republicans, it doesn't matter. They're running because they want power. All of those seats got the same amount of power, whether you're a Republican governor or a Democratic governor in your state. It pays the same amount of money. It grants you the same amount of access. So a lot of them, they will switch over. They will switch parties based on which ticket they think that they can run on the strongest, which ticket that they believe that they can win, they could punch, which one is going to punch them into the winner's circle. That's the way they rock. That's the way they get down. I can guarantee you if Bloomberg thought that he could run on a Republican ticket and beat Trump, he would have ran as a Republican. Sonny Shook, smash up the likes. Absolutely. Smash those likes up, family. Yeah, well, it's no surprise that Bernie lost in South Carolina. South Carolina, you know, there's no state in America that's not racist, you know, that doesn't have a large concentration of racists. But South Carolina is right up there with Alabama and Mississippi. They're up there. Alabama, Mississippi, Florida, they're right there. They're all neck and neck. Some people believe that Buttigieg was bought off. I doubt it. There's still too many people in the race. John Deere says, just vote for Bernie so we can move on. Bernie Sanders is the best choice, said Michael Murphy, if you want real reform in America. Yeah, I personally think that Bernie would probably say, so here's the deal. I think that Biden would probably be more effective as a president, not like effective as helping people. I mean, as far as carrying out their agenda and whatever agenda that he has personally, doing whatever he want to do, he'll be more effective. And I mean, I think that head on, that he would challenge Trump stronger. But the problem with Biden is that he's been compromised with his policies. I think it's too big of a risk. I don't think he would win. I think if Biden ran, if Biden was the nominee, the Democratic nominee, I think a lot of people would stay home. A lot of people, because some people can't get past that crime bill. I'm one of those. I'm not voting for Biden for nothing. I don't give a damn what nobody say. I don't give a damn if Trump got to get in again, he got to get in again. It's whatever. We've survived worse than Trump. I know it's hard to believe that, but we've survived worse than Trump. Trump is the same as all the other presidents. He just has a different tone. You know, he ugly, you know, and he, you know, stank breath and stuff like that. You know, like he crud, you know, just bad manners. You know, that's the only thing about Trump. He just got really, really bad manners. But and he's upfront with the stuff that he does. He's hypocritical at the same time, but he don't care. You know, the other ones at least try to act like they care, and they try to act like they have class. Trump has zero class. He can't act like he got class. It's just not in him. So, but as far as carrying out the agenda, the American agenda, he's just like the rest of them. He ain't no different from the rest. So we've survived worse than him. And, you know, if you understand how this stuff works, you're going to be all right, because you're going to know that you can't put your faith in none of them anyway. You're going to have to do the work yourself. You have to make sure that you survive whatever president, not just survive, but thrive no matter who's in office, Democrat, Republican, Independent, you know, Trump, Biden, Bernie Sanders, Elizabeth Warren, whoever get in there, it don't matter. You're gonna have to do what you got to do for yourself and your family, because prosperity ain't supposed to be taking days off. Your happiness ain't supposed to take days off. So that's the way I look at it. Now, I think Bernie Sanders, out of all of them, I think Bernie Sanders will buck the system. I think he's going to do a lot of what America does. You know, he's got the certain things he's going to have to do. He's going to have to follow those policies, what they say. Hey, look, this is where we're going. This is what we need. This is our agenda over the next. This is the path we want to take over the next, 4 to 20 years or whatever. And this is what we need you to do if you're going to be here. Let us know if you can't handle it. Wink, wink. So, but I do believe out of all of them, Bernie Sanders got the biggest nuts. I think if it come down to something that he's passionate about, he really want to do, I think Bernie Sanders will risk getting killed. I think he'll do it. I don't think any of the others would do that. Except perhaps Elizabeth Warren. But I don't think that Elizabeth Warren will get in. I don't think that this country is going to vote for her. I just don't believe that they're going to vote for her. I think if Bernie Sanders was to get in, he would be the most, if closest to a transparent president as you can get. I think he'd be most honest out of all of them. But at the same time, again, he's going to he has to play that game. Find himself in a situation where, game over. And y'all know what I'm talking about. I think if Bernie Sanders supported reparations, it would be a slam dunk. It would be a slam dunk. I think he still got to answer that question. I think if he can get through the primaries, and he get to that general, he gonna have to before he get that black vote, he's going to have to give Black people some type of assurance that he is going to pursue reparations in some form or fashion. Not just, oh, no, we're going to make healthcare good for everybody, and we're going to make sure that people are employed, and we're going to make sure that education is affordable for every. Fuck all that. We want those reparations. There's something specific that Black folks are owed, and without that, it's going to be hard to seal the deal. That's just what it is. It's going to be hard to seal the deal without those reparations. And I think that anybody who, who thinks differently going to have a problem. Yeah, Bernie Sanders is a socialist. What's wrong with a socialist? I've been in socialist countries, and I can tell you right now, those people are at least happier than Americans. Americans got a lot of money. Okay, we get a lot of money. We got a lot of money in America. A lot of, we live in a capitalistic society. We don't live in a harmonious society. We live in a capitalistic society. Many of the other societies are harmonious. We don't live in a harmonious society. We live in a capitalistic society. And for the most part, many Americans, all they care about is money. This is why our kids are out of control, because we're so preoccupied with getting money that, we got two parents working and we're living above our means because we want the nice cars and the nice homes. And, we got other people raising our kids, or we leaving our kids to their own devices. We will marry or divorce based strictly off money, like strictly off money. Money is an important thing. It's a great tool to use. But those people that get married strictly for the love of money, it never works out. And then you have, there's no loyalty in the workplace, no loyalty from the employees, no loyalty from the employers. It's just, and then if somebody does something in the public, somebody will say, well, man, that man got $100 million. He ain't worried about you. They don't say, that man got scruples. He don't worry about you. That man got dignity. He don't worry about you. That woman got integrity. She ain't worried about you. They say, he got money. She got money. Everything is based off money. Money, 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 money. And so you see a society in America that is imploding because everybody puts money ahead of everything. Even when you start talking about healthcare, what's the number one thing? What's the number one hiccup? Money. Everybody, well, how much it's gonna cost? It's money, 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 money. And so Americans are they make more money, but they're stressed out, they're depressed. Hell, more than half of America on some type of antidepressant drug. They're seeing more therapists than they've ever seen in the history of the country. Everybody's in counseling. You got entire family members that are in counseling. Entire family members that are on antidepressants. People are just mad, and you wonder why you see such an uptick in school shootings and mass shootings. People tripping because we don't care about our kids. We don't care about our neighbors. We don't care about our neighbors' children, and vice versa. You have people that live in neighborhoods. I bet you half the people that's watching this broadcast right now, I bet you more than half, the majority of people that's watching this broadcast right now couldn't name 3 people that live on your street. I'll take it a little bit further. I bet you couldn't name 5 people that live on your street. 5. Or even in your neighborhood. Let's put it like that. Can't name 5 people that live in your immediate neighborhood. You can't name them. You can't name me 5 people. I ain't talking about 5 people in the same house. 5 people in different homes. Name me 5. I bet you can't do it. Bet you can't do it. It would be hard for most people to name 3. Hell, I lived in a neighborhood once for like 4 years, and I didn't know my next door neighbor name until he got ready to move. That fool came over to my house one day. He crossed my property line. I was doing something in the yard, and I saw him coming over there. I started coming off that ladder, and I was on the ladder, like up on the roof. I started coming down that ladder like, oh, look, I know he don't want no drama. So I'm coming down all aggressive, like coming down the ladder, like I'm gonna kick it, you know? And he was like, hi, I'm Amari. Like, I said, all right, Will. So I said, yeah, it's nice to meet you. This is after 4 years. This is after I had been there 4 years. I moved in after him. So he had already been there like 20 years. So I'm like, I meet the dude for the first time, we shake hands, okay, boom. About a couple of weeks later, he got a for sale sign out in the yard. So I guess he got through it. I guess he realized I didn't bring the neighborhood. I wasn't there to bring the neighborhood down. In fact, I increased the value of the neighborhood. Me moving into the neighborhood increased the value of the neighborhood. I also did upgrades on the outside of my house. So my house is one of the better looking houses on the street. You know, I was an excellent neighbor. So I guess, you know, once he saw that, he actually made money. Because he lived right next door to me. So his house actually increased in value because it was next door to mine. So I guess, you know, he probably got those numbers from his realtor. Like, hey, and he was like, oh yeah, oh, well, I better get over here and tell this guy thank you or something. But he probably was too embarrassed to say, you know, to tell me all of that. But yeah, I didn't know that dude's name for 4 years. And that is because early on, he did something that ran me hot. So from that point on, it was like, man, this dude better not never cross me because I get him. But for 4 years, I never knew that dude's name, and he lived right next door to me. And on my street, which was probably had about maybe 40 houses, I only knew like 2 people names. So Joe Jazz says he just named 5 people on his street. That's good for you, Joe. That's good. We need to get to know each other, though. We need to know our neighbors so we can look out for each other, get back to looking out for each other. Because what happens is that if you see something and you don't say something, the next time it'll be you. If you see somebody breaking into your neighbor's house or breaking into your neighbor's car and you don't say anything, next time somebody will be doing it to you. And your neighbor might be looking out the window, looking right at him like, no, I ain't gonna say nothing. They ain't say nothing when I got my house broken into. They ain't say nothing when I got my car broken into. If you see somebody strange in the neighborhood just walking around and you just go in the house and lock your doors and don't worry about if your neighbor's doors are locked. Don't worry about if your neighbors are safe. Somebody walking around the neighborhood, canvassing the neighborhood, driving around, and you're not watching, you're not suspicious. You know, you got to say something, right? You got to do something. And that's the type of neighbor I am. You come around me, you come up in there, man, I'm trying to see what you're doing, what you about, what you got going on, because I need to know. I'm gonna let you know. It ain't gonna be easy. It ain't sweet over here. So me and my neighbors, we got a pact, you know. You look out for me, I'm gonna look out for you. See something, say something. Go ahead and give your neighbors your call. You know, you can't give it to everybody because some of your neighbors they might actually come up in your house when you leave. So you can't just be cool with everybody, but there has to be a degree of trust or familiarity with your neighbors. Wayne Tompkins, I've been back live for about a week, man. You kind of late. Tito Sanders asking me, was that a white guy, my neighbor? Yeah, he was white. Maury. I don't know any black Mauries. I'm sure it is some out there, but yeah, this guy was white. He was a white dude, probably about, let's see, I think at that time, maybe I was 30. So this guy was somewhere maybe 50s, 60s. I think somewhere up in there. Katrina Watson says, Bernie Sanders mentions almost everything you're talking about now. I highly recommend looking at some of his YouTube channel and please research into some of his policies that interest you the most. Yeah, I'm familiar with Bernie Sanders' policies. I mean, he's been having the same policies since he's been on the campaign trail. So yeah, I'm familiar with Bernie Sanders' policies. But like I say, he has some work to do on that reparations. He has not been able to appease the Black community collectively about those reparations. That may be a stumbling block for him. Mr. Automatic says, Willie D, you are hilarious. Well, you know, I do what I can do on a small budget. Nisi says, people not as they were back in the day. Mojo J says, you're right, Willie D, but I just moved to where I am now and I already see messy neighbors. Yeah, you know, even the messy neighbors, you know, you just kind of like only feed them what you need to feed them. If you got to feed them anything, only feed them what you need to feed them. You know, keep them out your business. Don't let them into your house. Like, neighbor or not, you ain't coming in my crib. I don't want no neighbors in my crib. I'll talk to you out on the street. You know, don't come up in here. Because that's what they do. They'll come up in your crib. And a lot of times people come in there, they casing your joint. They casing the joint. But I don't want to get so comfortable with neighbors where they're knocking on my door and ringing the bells and, you know, just coming over, just dropping in. I don't want to ever get that comfortable with neighbors where they're just dropping in. You know, we can exchange phone numbers and we'll keep those boundaries like that. If there's an issue, you call me, but don't be calling me to kick it because I don't want to kick it like that. And I'm not coming over your house either. I'm not going inside of your house to have beers and drinks and stuff. And you're not coming into my house to have beers and drinks and all that stuff. We ain't doing no smoking or nothing. I don't smoke no way, but we're not gonna do none of that. You know, you gotta, if you're gonna feed your neighbors, you gotta feed your neighbors with a long spoon. You can't be too comfortable. You know, it's just not like it used to be. If you can eventually grow into a real strong relationship with a neighbor, that's different, you know, but still, there still has to be boundaries. You can't just be dropping by. I don't like that. Joshua Mowdy says the section, I was talking in the last live about coming up with a name. You guys helping me come up with a name for my version of Donkey of the Day. But it can't be similar to the name cannot have the word day in it or of the anything like that. It can't be similar to Donkey of the Day. The name of it cannot be similar to Donkey of the Day. And Joshua Mowdy just said the segment could be called Ran Me Hot. I kind of like that, Ran Me Hot. I'm still looking though. I think so far that's the best one. Ran Me Hot. Yeah. Okay, Miss Michi says she like Ran Me Hot too. Nicholas Morton says idiot of the moment. See, the problem with it is that a lot of times some of these people ain't idiots of the moment. They're idiots, period. And that's too close also to Donkey of the Day. It's like you got moment and day, yeah. Lee Hubbard, what's up, Lee? Wayne D says, I'm buying a mask just for safety. I don't know what's going on. I just told you, Wayne, that the Surgeon General has told y'all, don't waste your time buying masks. They say, don't waste your time. They're saying that the mask do not work. The mask is not going to save you from the coronavirus. The masks are for people who are already sick. So it's to stop the people who are already sick, who are already ill, from spreading any type of illnesses or viruses that they may have to the community. If you're not sick, they're saying the mask is not going to help you. It's not to prevent you from, it's not, the mask is to be worn by a person that's ill to prevent you from catching it, not to be worn by you to prevent you from catching the coronavirus. I got something I do want to share with y'all though. A map of, hold on a second. I'm gonna share a map with y'all of the states where the coronavirus has spread it. Trying to click on now. We'll get to it. Trying to find the map. where the coronavirus, where the states that you have coronavirus, where the coronavirus is. Okay, let's see. So I'm about to share this map. Let's see, where is it? Okay, can y'all see it? This is the map. So we know this is Texas. This is Texas. This is Wisconsin. This is Illinois. We know that's California. We know we got Arizona. Is that Arizona? Yeah, this is Arizona. California, Arizona, Washington, Texas. This is Nebraska. This is Wisconsin. This is Illinois. And this is, I think, this is Massachusetts, I believe. This is Massachusetts. Kind of like a gun, a handgun, right? Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think if I know my states, I think I nailed it. Yeah. What's up, Michael Woodard? For the song Do It Like a G.O. Yeah, that coronavirus is something serious. But that's it, fam. I appreciate y'all tuning in. Y'all be careful out there. The coronavirus is spreading every day. More people are contracting the virus, and people are dying. And it's more people than you think. It is grossly underreported, grossly underreported. Again, be safe, family. Buttigieg is out of it. He's dead wood. He has dropped out of the presidential race. You only got a handful of them now. Who do y'all think is going to bring it in on the Democratic side? Who will be the nominee, the Democratic nominee for president? Who will go up against Trump? And can they beat Trump? Trump is really arrogant right now. All of his followers, supporters, they're really arrogant. Trump's gonna win. Trump's gonna win. Yeah, he's gonna be the next president. They were not that confident a couple of years ago. They were very, very nervous. But I guess winning sometimes bring on arrogance. So they're very, very arrogant right now. But y'all let me know who you got. Who you got? Who you think going to emerge as the Democratic nominee for president? And will they have enough in the tank to beat Trump? Drop a comment. No more talk.